The world watched as China and Iran inaugurated a game-changing railway line. This is no ordinary infrastructure project, it is a powerful symbol of shifting geopolitical sands. The railway stretches over 10,000 kilometers, connecting China to Iran and beyond. This new route bypasses traditional maritime chokepoints, reducing reliance on the Strait of Hormuz, a strategic vulnerability that the United States has long controlled. The railway is a testament to China's ambition and a key component of its Belt and Road Initiative, which aims to reshape global trade routes. The railway promises faster and cheaper trade between China and Iran, while also extending to markets in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. This ambitious project has the potential to alter the global trade map, diminishing the influence of traditional Western powers, particularly the United States, which has long dominated global trade routes. The impact of the railway is already being felt. Chinese goods are flowing into Iran and beyond at an unprecedented rate, boosting economies along the route and strengthening ties between China and the countries involved. The railway is more than just a transportation link, it is a symbol of a new era of globalization, shaped by China and its partners. The China-Iran Railway is a strategic masterstroke for both countries. For China, it provides a land-based alternative to the sea lanes which are vulnerable to disruption by the United States Navy. The Strait of Malacca in particular is a choke point that China has long been wary of. The railway allows China to bypass this choke point, giving it a more secure route for its energy imports. The railway also gives China greater access to markets in the Middle East and Europe, which is crucial for China's continued economic growth. For Iran, the railway is a lifeline, allowing it to break out of the economic isolation imposed by US sanctions. The railway gives Iran a direct link to the world's second-largest economy, providing a major boost for Iran's struggling economy. The railway has not gone unnoticed in Washington. The United States sees the project as a threat to its interests, having long sought to contain both China and Iran. The railway undermines these efforts, strengthening the ties between the two countries and providing them with a platform for greater cooperation. The China-Iran Railway is more than just an infrastructure project. It is a symbol of a deepening strategic partnership between the two countries, driven by mutual interests. Both countries are seeking to challenge the existing global order and create a more multipolar world, one that is less dominated by the United States. China sees Iran as a key partner in its Belt and Road Initiative. Located at the crossroads of Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, Iran offers China a gateway to these important markets. Iran is also a major energy producer, with the world's second-largest natural gas reserves and the fourth-largest oil reserves, making it an important source of energy for China's growing economy. Iran, in turn, sees China as a vital economic and political partner. China is Iran's largest trading partner and a major investor in the Iranian economy. China has also been a vocal supporter of Iran in international forums, in stark contrast to the United States, which has imposed crippling sanctions on Iran. The China-Iran Railway presents India with a complex geopolitical dilemma. On the one hand, India has strong economic and strategic ties with Iran, which is a major energy supplier to India, and a key partner in its efforts to develop the Chabahar port. This port is seen as a counterweight to Pakistan's Gwadar port, which is being developed by China. On the other hand, India is wary of China's growing influence in the region. The China-Iran Railway is seen as part of China's broader strategy to encircle India, which includes the development of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a network of roads, railways, and pipelines that passes through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. India now faces a difficult choice. It can either deepen its ties with Iran and risk alienating the United States, or it can distance itself from Iran and risk losing a valuable partner. India's decision will have significant implications for the regional balance of power. Section 5 Chabahar Port, a pawn in the Great Game. The Chabahar port in southeastern Iran has emerged as a focal point in the geopolitical rivalry between India and China. India has invested heavily in the development of this port. It sees Chabahar as a way to bypass Pakistan. This would give India access to landlocked Afghanistan and Central Asia. The port is also strategically located near the Strait of Hormuz. This is a major choke point for global oil shipments. China's development of the Gwadar port in Pakistan, just 72 kilometers east of Chabahar, has added another layer of complexity. Gwadar is a deep-sea port that is being developed as part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. It is envisioned as a major hub for trade and energy shipments between China and the Middle East. The proximity of these two strategically important ports highlights the intensifying competition between India and China for influence in the Indian Ocean region. The China-Iran Railway further complicates this dynamic. It provides China with an alternative route to access the Arabian Sea. This lessens its dependence on Gwadar. Section 6. Central Asia. The new Silk Road's crown jewel. The China-Iran Railway is not just about connecting China and Iran. It's about connecting China to the wider world, particularly the resource-rich region of Central Asia. This region is home to vast reserves of oil, natural gas, uranium, and other minerals. It has long been coveted by great powers. The railway provides China with a direct route to tap into these resources. This reduces China's reliance on sea lanes controlled by the United States. The railway also gives China a strategic foothold in Central Asia, which has traditionally been within Russia's sphere of influence. The railway is already having a transformative impact on Central Asia. It's boosting trade and investment, creating new jobs, and facilitating the flow of people and ideas. The railway is helping to integrate Central Asia into the global economy, and this is on China's terms. Section 7. Sanctions-proofing trade. A blow to U.S. hegemony. The China-Iran Railway has significant implications for the effectiveness of U.S. sanctions. The United States has long used sanctions as a tool of foreign policy. It has imposed sanctions on Iran, North Korea, Venezuela, and other countries with the goal of pressuring these countries into changing their behavior. The railway provides a way for China and Iran to circumvent U.S. sanctions. It allows them to trade with each other directly, reducing their reliance on the US dollar and the global financial system, which is dominated by the United States. The railway is a blow to US efforts to isolate Iran economically. It sets a precedent for other countries that are subject to US sanctions. The railway is a reminder that the world is becoming increasingly multipolar. The United States is no longer the sole superpower. Other countries are challenging US hegemony and creating alternative systems of trade and finance that are not controlled by the United States. Section 8. The petrodollar under siege. A harbinger of a new financial order? The China-Iran Railway has fueled speculation about the future of the petrodollar system. This system has been in place since the 1970s, and requires oil-producing countries to sell their oil in US dollars. This creates a constant demand for US dollars, supporting its value and allowing the United States to print more money without causing inflation. The railway facilitates trade between China and Iran in their own currencies, chipping away at the dominance of the US dollar in global trade. If other countries follow suit, it could lead to a decline in the value of the US dollar, which would have significant implications for the US economy and reduce the ability of the United States to finance its large budget deficits. While it's too early to say whether the petrodollar system is in imminent danger, the China-Iran Railway is a sign that the global financial order is evolving. The United States can no longer take its dominance for granted. Section 9. A new world order. Is the world ready for a Chinese century? The China-Iran Railway is a potent symbol of China's growing global influence. It is a testament to China's ambition to reshape the world order in a way that is more favorable to its interests. China is already the world's second-largest economy, the largest trading nation, and is rapidly expanding its military capabilities. The railway is just one of many projects that China is undertaking as part of its Belt and Road Initiative, which is investing trillions of dollars in infrastructure projects around the world. These projects are designed to connect China to the rest of the world and increase its influence. The rise of China is the defining geopolitical trend of the 21st century. The China-Iran Railway is a powerful reminder that the world is shifting, and the United States is no longer the only game in town.